Me and his money.
Together, they are the Bostonian versus the Book.
You covered! You covered 12! I covered!
Follow the show on Twitter at Boston versus the Book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
We're looking like a couple of Southies in the St. Patrick's Day parade.
What the hell is going on right now?
Couple of Sullies. What's up, Brigade? Welcome in. This was not planned.
Tried to surprise you.
I beat you to the pump. Dave Sharapan, the Book. Matt Perrault, the Bostonian. This green is for my team. Coming in and stealing my thunder.
Complete bullshit.
He looks better than me. I don't like this. This is not fair. I have a little green. He went full bore. My goodness gracious. Have you ever been to Southie, by the way? Do I need to take you to South Boston?
Never been.
St. Patrick's Day parade.
Is Boston you in South Boston?
Boston University is not in South Boston now.
I was in Boston. I was at Boston University. I was at Faneuil Hall Marketplace.
Faneuil Hall. I love that.
I don't know how to say it.
No, you can't.
There's like 17 vowels in there.
Nobody can spell it.
It's just an F and a couple N's and a bunch of vowels.
I believe it's Fanuiel. I believe it's how you spell it. I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong, but it's somewhere in that range.
Your spelling sucks. I would bet you minus 10,000 that you spelled that wrong just now. There's an H in there.
Fanuiel. No, I came close. I flipped it. Faneuil.
There's no H.
There's no H in Faneuil Hall. No.
Okay.
This is Massachusetts. Anyhow. We say Haverhill. We say Methuen when it's Methuen.
That's true. You guys don't use all the vowels. People make fun of Pittsburgh accents all the time, but that Massachusetts bullshit.
Oh no, we make no sense. Chatham is Chatham.
Right.
Chatham,
exactly.
What?
Yeah.
So yes,
exactly.
We don't make any sense. I always feel for people. Our roads don't make any sense, and our town names don't make any sense.
I took the kids up there, and we stayed downtown. We stayed right by Fenway. Is that South Boston by Fenway?
Nope. That's the Fenway. That's Fenway. It's the Fens, it's called.
Yeah, I don't know all the names of the neighborhoods. I just know we drove up to where the Faneuil Hall Marketplace is.
Yeah.
Couldn't find a place to park.
No. Faneuil Hall? No.
It was impossible.
It's impossible. Yeah, good luck.
I told the girls, I'm like, I'll pay 100 right now. Just let me.
Well, the garages
park
would
the
have,
car.
if you parked in a garage down there, you would
They
have paid
were
100.
all full the day I was there. They said no parking, no more parking, no more parking. I was
weekday?
Like, yeah, it was a weekday.
That's why everyone goes to work and they park in the garages, and you can't park. Weekends, you can park in the garages.
Okay, so we went up there. We were going to do the duck boat tour and all that other stuff. I couldn't find a place to park.
Bummer.
We drove back down to by the hotel by Fenway.
Okay.
It was charging people $50 to park, but we were able to park because we were staying there.
Nice.
And we walked the city around down there.
Why do you take the T?
Much further. We didn't know what we were doing.
It's right there. Take the T. Green line takes you right to Faneuil Hall.
I didn't know where to go.
Down
Plus, it was raining.
Right.
Like
Even better
Noah's
reason
Ark.
to take the T. Go underground. It's even better to take the T.
It was like Noah's Ark rain. It rained so hard for like 6 hours that we didn't want to go anywhere. We sat in a room and watched movies, and the girls took naps. It was crazy. It was a nice.
It snowed as hard as I've ever seen it snow yesterday on the Strip. I thought I was back in Boston. It was windy. It was cold, and it was dumping. And if the ground wasn't so warm, we would have snow on the ground right now.
Oh, there's no doubt we would. I was actually driving. I went down to the cigar show, which was a complete circus.
Did you get me anything?
There's a zillion samples. You could get enough cigars.
I know. I was hoping you'd bring me back some. I'm not going down there.
I went down, and I might go back down today.
All right.
Depends. But it's the World Product Expo. So it's not just cigars.
Oh, it's vaping and all the other crap. Ugh.
All of it.
Ugh. Yuck.
And they're
Sorry.
handing out samples and all this other stuff, but it's a circus as far as the displays and the people. And I posted a couple pictures of taking pictures with people
How
that
many
wanted to
boat
take
models are down there?
you can't but I'm speechless. I don't know. You
Yep.
you want a title shot, you could go down there and just walk around. They can't wait to come up and take pictures with you.
Oh, yeah.
If you went like we should
I mean,
do
it's a
bit.
male target demo 50 plus. That's who's going to that convention. It is a 25 to 35-year-old female paid appearance dream. Like,
Absolute dream. They ain't wearing much.
nope.
They're very friendly.
Oh, yeah.
Coming up and taking pictures all over the place. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? I was just walking through getting bags. My friend Mark, the barber, Moses the barber,
Yeah.
62 years old, 61 or 62. Mark, sorry, I don't want to get your age wrong.
Right
I
on the
know you might
target.
watch
That
the
is
show.
a bullseye target for who they're after.
His head was on a swivel when we got there, and cousin Philip, who's 63,
Yep.
his cousin, smoking a big fat cigar, walking around
You could
with a
smoke in
smile
the
on his face.
Wait.
Everybody was smoking in there.
Shut up.
There's cigar smoke everywhere. There's walk-in
Yuck.
humidors. It
Oh, I love that.
smelled like
Walking
I
humor
mean,
is phenomenal. Let's do that.
all over the place, like everything. But yeah, you could walk around and smoke this week in there.
How?
Everybody was doing it. I
Guess
don't know.
no one's gonna say stop. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's something.
It's crazy, but yes, if you want a
Where is
title
it?
shot, Las Vegas Convention Center,
Oh, wow.
the South
LVCC.
Halls, LV. Yeah, it was. I've never
Whoa,
been
that's
in there
huge.
since this
Oh, no?
remodel and all this stuff.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Wow,
Yeah. The draft. That's
be a
what
good
they did
place
it
for
all.
the Super Bowl. 356 days away
What do you mean for the Radio Row?
would be a perfect spot.
It is, but there's a huge fight. We learned this.
I
There's
know.
a gigantic fight between LVCC
Yes.
and MGM to get it.
Yes.
Who's going to write the biggest check to the NFL? That's who's going to get it.
Yeah. Well, somebody's going to write a big check.
I don't know if LVCC will be able to compete with MGM. I mean, MGM wants the media to stay in their properties,
Right.
jack the rate, make all the media companies pay, and then
Right.
you walk downstairs to Radio Row. If you're at LVCC, you have to take the tram and or Uber or cab to get there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you can't park there. I mean, it's impossible to park there. So you have to take the tram. And then that's just more logistical things to worry about. So I hope it's at MGM for our sake. I want it at MGM. Makes our life easier. But either or, LVCC is gorgeous. I mean, they've done a lot of cool stuff. I go there for the SEMA show every year, which is basically
crap.
car shows. What happened?
Nothing. No. That show, I
Yeah.
learned about that show. That's the construction guy show, right?
No,
SEMA?
that's World of Cement.
Oh, that's a different show. That's a different show. Yeah.
I've gone to that show. That's the World of Cement show. SEMA is the automotive aftermarket show. So all of your, what you can do to cars and trucks, lift kits and tires and engines and all the different things you can do to a car. That's what SEMA is. So all of your, weekend warrior mechanic type, all your guys are Fast and the Furious types, all those guys come out for SEMA. It's a monster show. So I go there every year for that. So, all right. So Aaron Rodgers has emerged from a 4-day darkness retreat in the state of Oregon.
Yeah.
If you were to do this,
Yeah.
what would be your first course of action? If you were dark for 4 days, what would you do?
I don't know. Sometimes I'm dark for 12 hours and I wake up and I go watch the sunrise and stare at it.
Uh-huh.
And then I just sit and listen to music.
Yeah.
That's the two things I do after a really good night's sleep, like where I went to sleep in a good mood, tired, crashed, woke up like with that, man,
energy.
where am I? Well,
Right.
energy, yes, but like that first thought is like, All right, what was I doing yesterday? What am I supposed to be doing today?
Right.
Where am I? Who's
Yeah.
home?
What time is
Like,
it?
yeah, no idea. It's the best. Like, I actually did it last night. I turned everything off, put my phone about 10 feet away from me on the charger,
Nice.
and turned TV off, lights off, everything. Had said goodnight to everybody in the house about an hour before. Woke up today, like, ready to go. So, I don't know. What would you do?
I would go for a drive. I would need motion, like, immediately.
Oh,
I would need
I
to
like that.
move.
Yep.
I would need to move. If I spend 4 days in darkness without movement, really, in meditation, and I guess the idea is after 28 to 48 hours of darkness, you start to hallucinate, you start to see things in the darkness, and your brain starts to project images onto the blackness, essentially, that what you're looking at.
Oh,
So
hello.
so if that was the case, if I was dealing with that, I would 100% need to move. Like, I would 100% need to, like, get behind the wheel of a car and drive somewhere and try to, like, process what my mind had just witnessed or gone through.
Mm.
It's supposed to be pretty emotional. It's supposed to be, somebody called him a weirdo on Twitter today, and I was like, I don't know if he's a weirdo. I don't think people are weird if they're gonna try to do experimental type of things and try to change the way they're perceiving the world. I think it's a very interesting, introspective way. I don't know if I want to be with myself for 4 days straight, to be honest. It's kind of hard to do that by yourself, locked in with no contact to anybody, no stimulus at all, just darkness.
You
Supposedly
definitely
you
would not
sleep for the first
you would
day.
drive yourself crazy
I would. I
after
think I
about
would. I really
48
do.
hours.
I don't know if I could do it, to be frank. I'm not sure. That's why I think it's cool, because I don't think I could do it for 4 days, because the supposedly the first day you just sleep, and then by
Yeah,
the last night,
yeah.
you only need like 1 hour sleep.
Oh, I believe that.
You stop
Oh,
sleeping because 'cause you're
oh,
essentially asleep while you're awake. So your brain just because you haven't exercised, you haven't moved, you have a lot of energy, and your brain is what's driving everything.
mm.
I I don't know. I mean, people have said you're taking drugs, maybe, but maybe you don't need to. Maybe the whole point is to not take drugs, and then you see what happens with your brain. But I think it could be pretty boring. I mean, it's pretty.
Oh, I see. I'm the complete I'm at some point, I think in my life, I might do this. Like, this has me super intrigued. There's been times where I've been like that, where I'll just kinda I used to do it when I was single, just go off the radar because
Right.
there's just so much going on,
Yeah. Press
and
the
you
pause
can't
button.
gather your thoughts
Right.
enough, so you just gotta, like, boom, go somewhere. This being in the dark is fascinating to me because I was always afraid of the dark. As a
Oh,
kid, I didn't like being in the dark, never did. But since the stroke, I don't know, I don't really think about that stuff. I was in the dark for a while under, getting surgery and when waking up, and I
yeah.
still can't figure out why. I met someone yesterday who had a stroke. Their spouse had a stroke and hasn't talked since. She has not said a word since, and they're
Wow.
working through it, and I'm just like, "Man, I just, it was hard for him to hear
That
or
you're
see,
okay.
but he was like, I said, "Listen, man, this is hard for you to believe or understand, but this is the way it was supposed to happen.
Mhm.
Hopefully, she is gonna come back because she's gaining a lot of her faculties back, but, she was a court reporter and hasn't worked,
Ah.
you know? So, being in the dark now, I'm not afraid of that.
Mm.
I think it would put you in a place, like you said. I like the motion movement after. I think being still that long, let alone in the dark, would be something that would be that mind mess with you. You have to get moving. I mean, you can't sit still. I do the show with you. When we're together live, I'm watching you. You're doing this, you're doing that, you're moving this and that. And I'm just usually just sitting there like talking, but I'm looking at you going, what the hell are you even looking at right now? How many tabs you got open right now? Over under.
Over under? What do you mean? Do you want me to
No, no,
give it to
no.
you?
I'm don't
And
tell me yet.
on how
Don't
many
tell me yet.
browsers?
I'm gonna put
How many
how many tab chat
how many
while you're
browsers?
here. Hit the live button or hit the subscribe button. We're live. Hit the like button and put in the chat how many tabs that Perrault has open right now.
You have to go how many browsers?
You
Because
have 2
there's
browsers, right?
I have 3 browsers open.
You have 3 browsers open.
Yes, I have 3 browsers open.
Move the damn number. I had a number in my head, and now
It's probably lower than you think because I what I figured out with my computer in terms of how I do it, I don't have the same internet problems if I have multiple browsers. If it's all on one
yeah,
and
it
it's
messes it up.
and it's
Right.
where I'm here, it tends to get a little fluctuated and flurried. So if I do 3 different browsers and I can do multiple tabs on each browser, that's how I can.
So what do you have? Safari, Google,
No,
Chrome?
I have 3 separate email addresses on Chrome all open.
Oh,
So it's all Chrome, but it's multiple
wow.
browsers
These
that are
people,
open.
you have the chat is just literally flowing with numbers. Good job, boys and girls. I mean,
They're
there's
all
everything
gonna
from
be wrong.
there's everything from 3
Oh,
to JC from Casey's a little high with his number 69. That's
come
definitely
on.
not
Okay,
that
Grunk.
that's too high. Wow, Maiden Focus just came in with 420.
420. We're going all here. All right, 420. Do you want the answer?
Not yet. They're
All right.
still coming in with the numbers.
All right.
Oh, this is good.
I'll give
Okay.
you the answer.
Yeah. Well, Darkness Retreat. It's a good. Does this Darkness Retreat have a bigger publicity marketing effort than this ever in the history
Never.
of Darkness Retreats?
I didn't know what it was until this happened, and I went and I've gone down like 2 different rabbit holes on this. I think it's fascinating. I saw where he is. I saw the size of the room. I saw how they handle it, like how they have all the light fixtures have these big covers on them because if you want light, you can go and get it, but if you don't want light, you don't have to have light. So it's very like up to the individual as to whether or not they ever want to see light for 4 days.
Right.
Like how do you shower in the dark?
I
You just don't
mean,
shower, right? It's only 4 days. I mean, it's not
well,
you
I
stink,
mean,
but you'll
I
stink on the
don't
way
know.
out, but
I would think you could just put on a low light just to make sure that you don't kill yourself getting into the shower.
right. I just don't like the meals are delivered the same way like prison meals are. They're like slid through the slot.
Are they really?
Yeah, so like it's that
Damn.
they're very serious about not allowing any light. Like there's people who go there who like will want refunds if they see any light over 4 days. They want the full exposure of never seeing light for 4 days. So, and I guess you
People
stop
looking for
eating.
refunds if they see light, or like the people looking for refunds when a guy gets hurt
Amen.
on a prop. Like
Yep.
seriously, what do you expect? All right. You may see some light. I want my money back. I saw light. Get out of here. Go.
Right.
We don't
Yeah.
even
So
want just go.
so the mat, the yoga mat and the bed are the only 2 things besides a sink and a toilet in the room. I mean, that's it.
D Weezy just came in and said blind people shower every day, Matt.
Well, of course they do, but they're used to it. I'm not trying to be insensitive. I'm sorry if that came off as being insensitive. I don't mean by that, but like showering in the dark is difficult if you're not used to it.
Oh God.
Which one would you rather be, deaf or blind?
Ooh,
Right? You have to pick
that's a
one.
tough choice. Um, which would I rather be?
Yeah,
I can't even say. I don't know.
it's hard, right?
I've never been asked that question in my life.
Oh wow, I thought about it a lot. So like, I think ultimately I would like my first gut reaction is to say take my eyes and I have to be able to listen to music and everything else. But
Right.
I think long term, the rest of my life, I'll deal with being silent and I'll have to be able to see where I'm going and watch the world,
Right.
see what's happening.
Yeah.
So I probably would say take my ears versus my eyes. It's a hard pick, obviously.
So so would I have had both and I had to lose one?
That's a great point. People ask it all the time. Because that's the worst, right? If you've already experienced it and then you lose it versus coming into the world when you've never experienced it to begin with, so you have no idea what you're lacking, makes it a lot easier.
Right.
A lot easier. Yes.
Because I think if I had both and had to lose one, the hearing can go.
Right. Agreed.
But I mean, then hopefully I could still talk. But like,
Yeah, no, yeah, right. I mean, if you're deaf, you can still speak. You just can't speak as clearly because you don't hear yourself the same way.
right.
But yes, your vocal cords still work, your mouth still works.
Yeah. I don't know. Boy,
It's crazy.
I've never been asked the question in my life. I'm 52 years old.
There you
Now you got me thinking about it. Like, oh, I don't know which
Oh,
one
I
I'm
thought
gonna
about it
do.
a lot. I thought, I mean, yeah,
Oh,
that's one of those like in college moments when you're high and someone asks you a question. It's like, hey man, if you could lose one, pass the bong. If you could lose one, what would you lose? And you're sitting around and you just have an in-depth conversation. You're like,
uh,
damn, man, I don't know. Just go down the rabbit hole. I mean, I don't know. I probably would. I think I definitely would need a substance or two. I would need a downer. Like I would need some indica, or I would need something that would be able to take my mind off of the time. Because at some point, your brain, you just like feel like you're in prison. You're in darkness for 4 days. Like it's just like at some point you lose track of everything, time, space. That's the point.
I told you I did that float thing where you float in that saltwater pod.
That's amazing. I actually do. I am interested in doing that.
It's
How long?
an hour.
Oh,
Close the pod, and
okay.
you can leave it open like that, and they can put this like blue light in or whatever, or you can close that thing.
Is it
Done.
is it like where they put headphones in you, or are you able to
You
hear?
can you can put like things in so you don't get water in the salt
Okay.
water in yours because it's
Yeah.
I mean that's you just float like you it's so thick or whatever that is. I don't know, but she explained it to me and then she left and I
Did you see
started.
Minority do you see Minority Report before or after the movie? Before or after you did this?
I didn't see the movie Minority
Oh,
Report.
you never saw, okay, because
No, no, no.
that's what they do. They have these transient people who see the future floating in salt baths. They float
Oh,
in these salt baths.
well, so I just went. Moses the barber, his wife runs one of these places in Pittsburgh. So she's like, "You got to
Oh,
try it. You got to try it." And Mark won't try it because he's old and
okay.
stubborn and says, "I'm not doing. I'm not. What am I going to do? Sit in this thing." Blah, 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 blah. I was like, "All right, Deb, I'll try it." So I went, tried it. After 5 minutes, I was like, "You know what? I'm buying all in." I closed it, pitch black, laid there. I passed out in I don't know another 5 or 10 minutes, and I got into this relaxation, sleep mode, wherever. I woke up and felt like I could run a marathon. It was so
Wow.
refreshing,
Huh.
and it was so good for my skin too. It was really soft. It was nice. It was really
But
good.
there's liquid in there, right?
It's water, salt water,
How
literally
high?
salt
Could you have
water.
drowned?
No, it's a big pod. I mean, no,
So if you
there's
close the top, nobody knows whether you're face down or face up,
correct.
right?
I guess.
It's
Yeah.
I have a little fear for that. It's like,
I guess. I mean, there's a button, like, if you need help.
can you?
I
I'm
mean
asking, can you drown? Like, is it
I mean, if you
deep
went
enough
out,
water?
maybe. No, I don't think so. No, it's a cou I mean, it wasn't that much. It was just
Okay,
a couple.
that would be my only fear about falling asleep in one of those things. It's like,
I
wait,
I don't know. I just went to
it
that
sounds
place. I
relaxing.
was like, "Oh, it was so relaxing." Oh,
It
so
sounds good.
yeah.
All right, NBA's back is why we're wearing the gear. How
Yes,
do
it
we
is.
approach this day? Because I have I have one parlay bet going, but that's it. I'm not touching this day. Any recommendations from the book side of the counter on day
In-game
one,
only.
in game only?
In-game only. Watch it. I don't know if you can bet anything pregame at all, sides
Yeah.
or totals. We were talking a little bit last night, and I said totals only,
Mm.
and then I looked at the numbers this morning, and I was like, "You know what? This would be one of those days that we didn't do much handle maybe." We did a lot of parlays today because people were like, "Oh, we're back, we're back, we're back," and they start to parlay the same teams, and the Lakers are favored and all that other stuff. We'll get to that in a minute, but no, I would cautiously do it and maybe only do in game. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
You got anything you looked at and
N-
said, "Oh, yes,
no,
no, no."
no. Other than our Chef Benny fun little parlay game.
Chef Benny props.
Well, a little other than the B's and the C's, I got nothing else
B's and C's,
to
B's and
come
C's.
near and to have a conversation with about today because I don't know what these guys were doing for the last 10 days or 7 days. Where they were they doing anything?
The guys that didn't go to the All-Star game have been off literally 8 days. 8 days. But, I mean, then did you see the story last night about the Portland guys trying to get to Sacramento or whatever they were doing? Like, a lot of these things are happening right now too, where
Travel
the travel
problems, right?
plans were messed up. I mean, they've been gone and they got everybody together and then boom, there's The West Coast is cold. Wait till it's coming back east, boys. It's
What do you
coming.
mean? Have you seen what's going on in Minneapolis?
No, I
Have you
didn't look. No.
seen
No. What?
3 days of not just snow, like
Uh-huh.
feet being dumped daily last 3 days in Minneapolis?
Really?
I watched a woman. I asked Farrah this because I was like, "Is this normal?" I didn't know this. Minneapolis people, tell me if this is true. There's a woman, weather person, who does the weather forecast outside in her house, in her backyard with a green screen.
Every day?
She set the green screen up and they said, let's go to backyard, whatever name is. And the snow is coming down like hard. And
Yeah.
she's in front of a green screen like you would see any other meteorologist on your
Right.
TV news. But the snow's coming down. She is all bundled up. She has gloves and hats on and whatnot. And she's doing the forecast from her backyard. Never seen that before in my life. Thought that was the coolest thing I've ever seen. Like, wow, that's a really cool idea. Do the weather in the weather with a green
In
screen.
the weather. We used to do that. A guy in Pittsburgh used to do that only when it was nice, though, not in the bad weather.
But he had a green screen?
No, he was right outside the studio.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen that a ton. You
Right.
go outside and do the forecast
Green
and you're like,
screen outside.
it's a straight green screen. They're standing in front of the
She
pointing
gotta
it like
have-
they do.
Right. Wow.
The whole typical thing, like the whole setup has the green screen, has all the graphics and all the
Okay.
different things that show like a tip like she would be in studio, but she's in her backyard outside with
Man.
the snow coming down. I was like, that's a
impressive.
really kind of a unique way of doing the weather, considering Minneapolis weather is a big deal.
Yeah.
Snow upon snow upon snow in the Midwest right now. Your wife and daughters were smart to get the hell out of there because they're getting buried in the Midwest.
They were smart. I'm glad they're back.
So Curry's out for another week minimum. So Lakers are laying 5.5 points tonight. Anybody taking this? Because this seems like a ridiculous bet to bet the Lakers tonight.
Let's see.
Would you take this tonight?
Why would you take either side in this game? I don't know what I'm getting from
Either team.
Wow. 6. Hit refresh. 6
Oh gosh, are you kidding me?
going up. Yeah. 238.5.
I mean, this Lakers team hasn't played together. We have no idea what they're going to do. There's not a number on the board. We have no idea what they're going to do. Lakers are right now, they're 14, 19, and 1 ATS against the Western Conference. I mean, go ahead and bet the Warriors if you want. I have no idea. Bet the Lakers if you want. I have no idea what you're getting.
What do you think of the BVB? This is the white edition.
That looks like an LSU hat to me.
Right?
If you told me what is that, that's LSU.
Yeah.
That's sweet. I like that a lot.
That's
nice. That's a
nice,
Mardi
yeah.
Gras. That's Fat Tuesday, which was what, 2 days ago?
Yep. Tuesday. What's today? Thursday. Yep.
Yeah.
I think you have to throw out everything that the Lakers have done with all the ATS and all, like
100%.
it's like you can't look at any of it now. It's basically a new season, a new team, new everything. So watch the numbers move differently.
Mm-hmm.
Now, some respected guys I know are on them to win the West. They threw a token bet on them to win the NBA championship. Yeah. Yeah. Because they think they can get into one of the 6 spots, not have to play in a play-in, get a playoff spot, and depending on the right matchup, if healthy, they could win one round.
All right. So just by that, they are 3.5 games behind the Mavericks for that final spot. The 6th seed.
6th spot. Yeah.
For the 6th spot.
Huh.
So you have to leapfrog 6 teams. 7 teams if you count the Dallas Mavericks.
How many tabs do you have open? The chat wants to know.
12.
Good number. Honestly, my number was 12.5, but when you say you had 3 browsers open, we moved to 14.5. So 12.5. 12 under 12.5 caches.
There you go.
And everything over. You guys with the 420 and all that other stuff a little bit high.
26 to 9. Okay, guys.
69. Yeah, come on.
But I mean, this is not going to be an easy thing for the Lakers to do. They're 27 and 32 at the moment. Okay. They've played 59 games.
So they're 5 games under 500.
Yes.
Okay. So 59 games. That means there's 22 to 82 games in the NBA season, right?
Correct.
82. So they got 23 games left.
Uh-huh.
They can't go. I didn't look at the schedule yet. They can't go 15-8.
They can, but it's not just them. It's the opponent. It's the other teams. What do they go?
I don't know, but if they go 15-8 or better, that's 3 games over 500. That's 45 wins. Does 45 wins get them in the playoffs?
In the play-in, it does. Not the playoffs. Not to get out of the
It
play-in
doesn't
game.
get. It doesn't get
I don't
the
know.
6th spot. I don't know.
Pelicans have 30 wins. Timberwolves have 31 wins. Mavericks have 31 wins. Warriors have 29 wins, and the Thunder have 28 wins. The Jazz have 29 wins, and the Trailblazers have 28 wins. I mean,
Wow.
they have a lot of traffic between them and the 6th seed. So it's not like, can they go 15-8? Of course they can. But then what does everybody else do that they're trying to leapfrog?
Right.
So it's not just them and their record. It's what does the other teams that they're competing against? What do they do? How hot do they get? Whose schedule? Supposedly Lakers have a very easy schedule by the standards, by the numbers. So that's why people think that they could get in and do that. But I don't know. I mean, we're talking about a Mavericks team that's 19-10 at home. Pelicans are 20-10 at home. Warriors are 22-7 at home and 7-22 on the road.
Everybody wins at home. We got to find the teams that win on the road. That's what
okay. So the teams that are winning on the road right now
in the
that they're
Western
chasing,
Conference.
none of them are. 12-19 Dallas, 10-19 New Orleans, 11-17 Timberwolves, 7-22 Warriors.
Wow.
11-17 Thunder, 11-19 Jazz, 12-16 Trailblazers, 13-18 Lakers.
It's not even close to a winning record.
The problem for the Lakers is this, Dave. Their division record is 2-9, and their conference record is 14-20.
Okay.
Mavericks are 23-16. The Pelicans are 19-15. So winning records, the teams are trying to chase 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them are over 500. The only team under 500 against the Western Conference are the Thunder. So that's bad news for the Lakers because they're 6 games under 500. They have the worst record of the teams they're competing against. And I'm not positive how the schedule shakes out, but I'm guessing most of the games for the rest of the way will be Western Conference opponents.
Right.
So they got to beat teams they're losing against, and the other teams are beating up on the West.
Yeah. We got to go through the schedules tonight. I was just doing some of the baseball stuff, though. I'm more concerned about maybe a week in advance for baseball. Maybe we'll do the basketball stuff now. Busy with all these calls after the show and all this other stuff. So I got.
So hey, just FYI, let me count the games against the Eastern Conference remaining for the Lakers. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have 5 games left against the East.
Who are they against? That's
the teams they're playing. The Eastern Conference, they're playing the Toronto Raptors, New York Knicks, back-to-back with Chicago, or I guess at Chicago, home for Chicago, at Chicago.
Yeah.
And then
Sixers, right?
No, Orlando. Those are the 5 teams they have left. 5 games against 4 teams, 5 games.
They better win 4 of those.
I mean, they've got their schedule is not as easy as I thought. I mean, they play Dallas 3 times or 2 times. 1, 2, Dallas twice, Phoenix twice, Golden State twice, OKC twice. I don't know. Utah twice.
Yeah, so they're
Teams
in
are
control of
chasing.
their own destiny.
In some ways.
And they can beat the teams. They just beat the Western Conference teams they play. That's it.
I don't know. That's okay. We'll see on that. Celtics are laying 8 on the road to the Pacers. You're getting involved with an 8-point spread here tonight?
Surprised it's this high?
Yes.
Well, we're dressed like
it's going up. It's 8.5.
Kevin McHale. We're going to tell people to bet Indiana.
It's 8.5. It's going up. So bet the 8. Lay the 8.
Danny Ainge.
Oh, my boys, my team.
Love Dennis Johnson. I thought Dennis
JJ Redick.
Johnson,
How
DJ
about
was
what?
the
How
coolest
about
guy
JJ
ever.
Redick getting taken to the cleaners by Dominic Wilkins, blasting Larry Bird?
He
Beautiful thing.
did?
Yeah. Said that this
I don't
today's NBA is way more physical than the NBA of the Larry Bird era. And Dominique was like, "Yo, man, wrong guy to be talking about. Like, you shouldn't be talking. You stood in the corner and shot threes your whole career. What are you doing talking about today? About what today's NBA is like?"
I just don't get why they even do that. Like, there's no need to do it.
It makes the old timers, it makes the Larry Birds, the Magic Johnsons, the Dominique Wilkins, they don't like it. They get real mad when you start talking about whether or not they were, you know, all I know is I saw multiple fights every season when I watched the NBA growing up, and guys can't, touch each other with a pinky finger now without having huge problems.
I saw a tremendous, tremendous video this morning. I posted it. Dr. J made a steal against the Lakers, and he did the rockabye baby dunk. It's
Right?
iconic,
It's
and it's
unbelievable.
Chick Hearn's call,
Nice.
which is amazing. And I've watched it 10 times this morning, literally 10 times. If you haven't seen it, go to the Twitter, Sports BK Sig. I posted it from a Philadelphia sports video site that someone else posted, but whatever. He took it, dunked it. They stole the ball from Magic Johnson, who gave up the ball from James Worthy. He dunked it over Michael Cooper, who had to duck under the backboard when he realized I am going to get smashed. There wasn't one mention of finger pointing, talking, nothing. Nobody talked. They went and just got the ball out of bounds and went and played. And then there's another dunk that someone posted under that was said, "This is my favorite Dr. J dunk." He went up and posterized. I mean, before that was popular, Magic
Right.
Johnson stood there like this. Dr. J landed on him like we carry our daughters around, like on our shoulders.
Right.
And all he did, Magic just caught him while he was on his shoulders, put him down, high fived him like, "You got me," and then went down the court. There was none of that stuff. Like, they talked, but they didn't have to talk. Like, they talked to get each other riled up, but there was no public talking of anything.
Right.
That's what I get. I don't get what these guys, like the modern day guys or the guys that just played, are talking about those guys in the 80s and 90s and stuff. Those guys were OGs. Let them go.
I mean, the amount of physicality in the 80s, I don't think you can ever talk about. I mean, 'cause the size and the speed of the
Oh,
athletes, JJ just said, look at, there was no LeBron James, whatever. I don't care. Those guys, when you came down the lane, they sent a message when you came down the
it
lane.
was a hockey game when you came down there.
Forearm shivers were normal.
Boom.
Like that was not a problem to go ahead and put your elbow in someone's chest. And it was just part of the game.
It was 2 free throws. So
Yeah, it was just okay.
2 free throws. That's it.
I watched Bill Laimbeer and Larry Bird throw blows. I mean, throw straight up haymakers at each other.
Oh, those were wars, man.
The
Oh,
Bad
Lord.
Boys. I mean, when they came in, wanting to push the
Oh,
Celtics around in the late '80s, that's where, I mean, that's
come
straight up
on.
anger on the
Oh,
court consistently. And Larry wasn't taking it from anybody. He didn't care who you were. I mean, Larry Bird was a forward, but he shot like a guard. I mean, that
oh,
guy's just, I mean, people who talk about he won 3 straight MVPs. You're too young to remember what the guy did. Yeah, but he was white. Don't matter, man. Like, it don't matter.
you could play. You could play.
Yep.
It
And he could
didn't
play with
matter.
anybody, with any, park, any city, anywhere you went. Larry Bird would have tuned up anybody straight up. 6'9" with fine. He didn't do the Michael Jordan type dunks. Fine. But he'll stick a shot in your face and tell you about it the entire time.
Oh, the the dynamic between Bird, Magic, and then MJ and all
Mhm.
that stuff. Then when the Pistons came up, you wanted to just choke Lambeer
Of course.
every day.
Yeah.
Isaiah was so walked around like he was different, you know,
Because he was.
cocky as
Yeah.
could be, but he had, Rodman and McGuire and Mark Aguirre and those guys to
Wow,
do
Mark
a lot of the
Aguirre,
dirty
right.
work, right?
Yep.
Like John Sally was the beneficiary of some some good teams. I mean, John Sally
Sure.
they did a lot of they had a really good team, and Chuck Daly wore those suits with that hair.
Oh, hair.
Like
Yeah.
you can hear the music right now. The NBA on NBC and Ahmad
Th By the way,
Rashad.
do you know NBA is making a play for the NBC is making a play for the NBA
To bring it back. Really?
to bring it back? Yeah, NBC wants the NBA back. We might get the music back. We might get the John Test intro music to come back. That would be phenomenal.
The problem is the game. We're so focused on the betting, like just in our myopic world, but we
Right.
love the game. Like I
Yeah.
love the game. I love the stories, the trash talking. Can we get that back the way the game is played now, Perrault? It's so different.
What do you mean? What do you want
Can we
back?
get I want that intent, like, the fact that when you look at the odds and we
Yep.
look how close all the Western Conference teams are and everything like
Right.
that, I like that.
Of
A lot of
course.
people are saying that's bad for the game. It's
No.
mediocrity. It's
It's
this.
great
It's
for
a
the game, but they all
three-point
suck.
shooting contest, but they all suck.
Like I'd be fine if they were all good and had something
Well,
to
but
watch. Yes, but they're all mediocre. That's the problem. It's not good when everybody sucks.
but does everybody suck because everybody's just good
No, everyone
enough?
just sucks. Because when they play Boston and they play Milwaukee and they play good quality teams, they get their asses kicked. So no, it's not good. Because you do know there's 3 or 4 elite teams. Why when Denver plays at their best, Denver can kill anybody. Like when you have elite teams and there's 4 or 5 really quality and the rest of it is just all blah, that's not good. But I don't mind it because I think this is going to be a fascinating 2 months as we find out who's going to be in and who's going to be out from the play-in tournament and not be in the play-in tournament. I think the NBA has done. I mean, Adam Silver's done a lot of bad things, but one of the best things he's done, this play-in tournament is brilliant because it
Right.
keeps everybody involved and it keeps teams fighting to get out of it because they don't want to play, they don't want to be in it.
Yeah.
So you got 4 teams and you got the 2 teams below and the 2 teams above, and they're all watching the schedule. They're all watching scoreboards because they don't want to be where they're, either out of it or in it. They're trying to figure
Right.
out how do they get in because the teams that are out just want to get in the play-in. Teams in the play-in want to get out of
Wanna
the
get out
play-in,
of the
and the
play-in.
teams who are
Yeah.
out of the play-in don't want to fall in. So you have all of this action going on, which I think is brilliant. It doesn't stop tanking, but it definitely keeps it more interesting.
The tanking thing's a whole nother thing. This used to be the worst time to book the NBA games. This is the reason why no one in the risk room or anybody in the sports book wants to book the NBA. March to the playoffs.
Ah, fair.
It's so ridiculous. The guys are playing. I mean, you get a taste of it during the season with the load management, but the rest of the NBA season, trying to decide what the number should be, how far do you move the number, what the totals end up doing. It becomes just a game of minimized losses. Forget about
Wait,
trying to get on the right side of stuff. Just try to minimize the losses. Keep moving the number. Keep it
yeah.
moving. Take the bets and go.
So you got 13 wins Rockets, 14 wins Spurs,
Oh.
15 win Pistons, 17 wins Hornets. Those are the 4 worst teams in the NBA, all trying to get the 1 seed or number 1 pick.
I mean, Wimbayama is going to be. This is a life changing event. Getting him. He's 7'5", can dribble and shoot threes.
Right. Not human.
This is the ultimate change your trajectory of your franchise.
We think.
Well, I mean,
we think.
there's nobody
Yeah.
saying that this kid can't miss. Not one.
Right. I mean, I don't know. I mean, but there's been plenty of not misses and they get to the league and they don't hit. So, but yes, I mean, on potential, sky high. Yes, potentially, an career altering / franchise altering pick.
Right.
And we're really close. So teams to fade: Charlotte, Detroit, San Antonio, Houston. They do not want to win. They're not going to try to win the next 2 months.
Right. I told you it's hard when those teams play each other. It ain't that hard when they play one of the top 6 teams in each conference. It's when they play that team in the middle. It's deciding, are they going for it or are they not? Are we really good or are we not? Those teams are so tough to make lines for in those situations because at home they're overvalued. On the road, they're undervalued.
Right. Kings are laying 6.5 points tonight against the Blazers.
It's already up to 6.5.
Yeah.
6. You said 6. 6.5.
6.5.
6.5. 242. Hello.
Yeah.
242 first game back out of the break. I would actually think it would go over. Wow. 242. Damn.
I can't wait to watch the Kings. I think one of the teams that was unfortunate for the All-Star break, I want to see if the Kings come back down to earth.
They had been coming back down to earth. Their last few games were just kind of.
Yeah, I want to see. I mean, because they currently occupy the 3 seed in the West.
Yeah,
So,
because they're the division champ. They're not the third best record. Because they're
32 and 25. So, well, no, they do have the third best record.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Denver won 5 games back Grizzlies, and then 3 games back of the Grizzlies is the Kings.
Wow. See, the Grizzlies is an interesting story too, right? Like that's because they were going bad, right?
11 and 17 on the road. Grizzlies are not a good team on the road. They're great at home. They're very similar to the Warriors. So 24 and 5 at home.
Why this
very
number
tough to
only
beat?
3.5. Sixers minus 3.5 right now. Why is that only 3.5 against a team with 11-17 on the road record? I don't think the numbers have caught up yet to the Grizzlies, especially on the road.
The play is Philly tonight.
Well, it's coming down. It was open overnight. Was 4. It's coming down. I mean, let them bet Memphis. I think the Sixers would probably be the play there. As far as the Portland Sacramento game, it's pretty high. This would be dog or nothing here, but over, yes. 241.5, guys. If you can find it, play it over. It's only going up.
FanDuel's 241.5.
It's only going up. So if you want a total for the late game, play it early. Take a pregame position. When it gets up to 252.5 in game, you can play it under, get a middle. That's how it's done. See you later.
Very nice. All right, so we have an Ask the BVB from Addison before we get to hockey.
All right.
So you know how this thing, the gift, has been out there, goal in the first 10 minutes.
Goal in the first 10 minutes, yes, sir.
Do you know what they call a goal in the first 5 and a goal in the first 10?
Goal in the first 5. A goal in the first 10, you just said, is called a gift.
No, if you add the goal in the first 5. So you hit both. First 5, first 10.
So is it GIF or GIF? GIFF.
It's called a gift, but the first 5
is
goal in the first 5. No, it's called Santa. It's a Santa Claus.
All right, I'm confused. Go ahead, sir. Why is it called a Santa?
So if you have a goal in the first 5 minutes, you hit 2 bets.
Goal in the first 5 minutes, you hit 2 bets. Okay.
Goal in the first 10 and goal in the first 5.
Do you have to bet them both?
No, but they do.
Oh, okay.
They go goal first 5, goal first 10. So that's called the Santa. And you can add over 1.5 goals again if you want as well to be called the Santa. So that's the Santa Claus. That's the Santa Claus hit.
Santa Claus hit. Did someone in the brigade dub this?
Multiple gifts. This has been a Discord thing for weeks now. Okay?
Really?
This has been, yes, I started doing gifts. So then they started betting first 5s. And then somebody say, well, let's call it a Santa Claus because it's a gift. So it's multiple gifts brought to you by Santa Claus. So now Addison wants to know, can we call...
One of you is responsible for naming this Santa?
Well,
show yourself. Put
so
your name,
Addison
take
wants...
claim for it in the chat right now.
Addison wants to know whether or not we can call no goal in the first 5 and no goal in the first 10 a Grinch.
It's above my pay grade. You can figure out what you want to call it. I thought you were going to have me say, like an N G F if Nigif
not like a nerfy no.
Right. I thought you were going to get me confused. Baseball season's coming with the Yerfy and the Nerfy and all that other shit
later. Yeah, but this is a Grinch. No goal first 5, no goal first 10 is a Grinch from now on. Addison, I'm saying yes. I'm blessing this. I love this. Call it a Grinch. I love this. This is phenomenal. Santa Claus, the gift, and a Grinch.
Let me ask you this then. Is anyone else saying this? Is anyone else calling this a Santa or a Grinch, or is this a
I don't know. I've only seen the brigade people call it a Santa Claus. I've only seen our brigade people. I'm
in then. Yeah. I'm in. We'll put that shit on a T-shirt.
Yeah.
Come get a Santa, keep away the Grinch. Whatever we got to do. I like it. We start saying that shit. If I hear that shit on them other shows or anybody else start using that stuff, give Addison and the brigade the credit, please. Please. Just
So
do
yes,
that.
Addison, I'm giving blessing. We can call it a Grinch.
No,
No goal
man.
first 5, no goal in the first 10. I think you need to add under 1.5 goals in the first period. Those 3 to make it a full-blown Grinch.
Ooh.
No goal first 5, no goal first 10, under 1.5 goals for the
Enough.
period.
Like what do you got to add to stuff for? Like that?
Because I would love to see what that, like, for the Minnesota Wild. I would love to see somebody. Hey, PSU Auto, you want to get some stats there? What's the Wild's record?
Stuff you're going to give PSU Auto more jobs here.
What's
Go ahead.
what's
Go ahead.
the Wild's record to a no goal in the first 5, no goal in the first 10, and under 1.5? We know under 1.5 is 19-2. So I'm assuming the no goal in the first 5 has got to be like 20-1, and then I'm guessing the first, we do know what it is for a gift. We do know what I can tell you right now what that is, because he does have that on his Twitter account. The no goal in the first 10 minutes for Minnesota, they are
we got Grinched. Akbar, my guy. He said 49%. We got Grinched.
Yeah, 49% of the time for the Wild to go over to have a goal in the first 10 minutes. So 51% of the time, no goal in the first 10 minutes. So I'm guessing that the Wild will be very profitable for the Grinch.
I would think so.
The Grinch bet. I love that. I just absolutely love we're calling it a Grinch. It's phenomenal. I think
we got Grinched. All in favor. Pierre Chevalier said, put it in there. Grinch it is. Done.
All right. The Bruins don't care about records. Here we go. This is the narrative now for the next however number of weeks. Do the Bruins break all the records? Number of wins, number of points.
I'm with the Bruins. I don't care.
This team's old enough.
And we don't care. Right?
I believe it. The reason why I believe it is because of Pasternak, Marchand, Bergeron, Krejci. These aren't rookies. These are guys in their 30s. Like they know the record means nothing. They know that they have 1 goal and 1 goal only. It doesn't matter what they do in the regular season. If they lose in the playoffs, no one's going to care about their regular season record. So I actually believe this. This is not just like lip service or like what you're supposed to say. I actually believe this, just given the record, just given who they have in that locker room. I heard the dumbest argument. I didn't talk about this yesterday, but I saw the stupidest.
I saw that tag last night on the Twitter. You tagged me. Go ahead.
The
hold on,
stupidest.
Let me get glasses back on for this.
This is. I heard the stupidest argument because this is so typical Boston media. They have nothing else to talk about, so they're so fucking bored that they have to come up with an idea of. They had an argument, and I've worked with one of the hosts, and I know the other one well. And they're on TV in Boston, and they actually had a conversation about trading Linus Ullmark, and said,
this season at the deadline
coming up, he might win the triple fucking crown. He might win them all. They're thinking about trading away. Like, he might go into free agency, and you got to owe him a lot of money. And if Swayman can give you the same amount, guys, you're 1 fucking injury away from having a third-string goalie playing big minutes. Like, what are we talking about? Like, if I'm Cam Neely, I'm listening to this going, these assholes get paid? You guys get paid? And you're arguing about whether or not you should trade? We have the number 1 record. We might break every record. You want us to voluntarily trade a goaltender. We have 2. You want to give up Linus Ullmark, who may win the Vezina, who may have the best season that we've seen in a Bruins goaltender since Tim Thomas.
Yes.
When they won the cup against the Canucks.
Yes.
You're actually out loud saying maybe we should trade Linus Ullmark.
On TV, he said it.
I went, Dave, when you say reason number 8,535,000 why I'm so glad I'm not booking it, this is why I left Boston. This is why I didn't work. This is why I flamed out in New England in part of the media, because I couldn't stomach doing that. I don't care what you're paying me. I would sit there and go, we're going to have a conversation about trading who? Well, it's good for conflict. Let's have a conversation. It would get people talking. Maybe the team, because of the salary cap implications coming to the future, what happens with all guys, sit back and watch the fucking game. What if you're watching the game? You don't trade anybody. You don't touch anything. Maybe you get line depth. Maybe you go get a third string or a fourth string center.
Oh,
Maybe you get some help there. Okay.
Yeah.
You want to touch a goaltender?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious. Boston media is unbelievable.
They're on pace to set the record for the most points in a season. They're going to win a President's Trophy. They got not one, but 1A goaltending situation. Linus is literally going to win the Vezina. All of it.
Let's trade him.
Let's go. In February, what are we going to talk about today? Well, maybe the Bruins will trade
Linus Hallmark.
Yeah, the goalie hug, all that stuff, it'll all go away. All of it, everything they're doing. But that's a good idea. Maybe we could save
float
money.
that. Yeah, let's float that idea. Yeah, let's go and save money because we might actually have to worry about who's going to play next year. It's pro sports, guys.
What are your people talking about up there?
It's a Boston town. Like, this is so funny. Like Boston, it's so funny to me because like they have to find their controversy. So like you've got, guys who are from the Midwest who have moved to Boston. And I did that when I moved from, the East to the Midwest. I get the idea. Like, I'm not tied here. So I'm going to stir the pot as much as possible. And I'm going to poke people as quickly as possible and get the clicks and get the likes. Because I used to be that person. Okay. I used to care about that shit. I used to did this. That's why, like, I'm free. Like, I have this like immense freedom of having to
no, we're not free. No, don't tell the people we're free. We're taking calls. We're talking.
No, we're not free in that way. I'm free to talk about things that actually make sense.
Oh, we got
talk about things that are logical. Yes.
We got content control.
I don't need to manufacture content anymore.
No.
I don't have to go into the lab and try to figure out, how do I piss my audience off today? I know. Let's talk about trading the guy who has the best goals against average in the league. That's a good idea. Yeah. Let's trade Linus Hallmark. What? Unbelievable. Sorry. Anyways.
That was outstanding. That was good. Thank you.
B's and C's parlay tonight. Bruins are minus 176.
B's and
plus
C's
105.
Parlay. Chef Benny shot up every day.
Chef Benny
working, doing some stuff with some beanies that we got to get in our hands and look at the prototypes, my man. B's and C's. The Bruins are winning, aren't they? You're worried.
I don't know.
Last night, you're worried.
I'm a little worried. Just a little, but I'm still betting it.
You sound like you're manufacturing controversy like your Boston people. What the fuck?
No, they're three.
What are you worried about?
Because they lost 3-0 to Seattle earlier in the year.
At home.
And now they're on the road, West Coast.
You don't think they remember that?
They've won 4 games in a row.
Yeah.
I mean, at some point, Boston's going to lose.
They're going to lose. They ain't losing tonight.
Really?
They're losing tonight? You calling your shot?
No, I'm not. I bet this. So, no. But, I mean, Boston's won 3-2, 5-0, 6-2, and 3-1. 3-1 on the puck line over the last 4 games.
And that, I mean, when you start to rattle off these numbers and stuff, like everyone knows the numbers. Everybody that watches the show, again, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Everybody knows the Celtics, both the Celtics and the Bruins numbers. So you don't have to brag. I feel like you're bragging.
I'm saying the puck line, they're on the road. They beat the Preds 5-0 in their last road game. They went home. They whipped the Islanders. They beat the Senators, and now they're on the road on the West Coast. They start game 1 of a West Coast swing.
Yeah,
it's a long trip. It's not an easy trip for them.
No, they don't play tomorrow. Their next game is at Vancouver.
Yeah. They play Vancouver.
Total going to be in that game Saturday night.
They play Seattle, Vancouver, Edmonton, Calgary. It's the Canadian.
Yeah, the Western Canada swing. Which is made harder because Seattle has a team, so they got to get the 4. Usually, it was a 3-game trip before Vancouver, Calgary, Edmonton in some order, and now they swing by and just we come back into customs and play Seattle.
First, they start in Seattle, then go to Canada.
That's actually easier, probably. Boston's not losing.
Okay.
And the C's parlay with that is the money line.
Yes, money line parlay.
Money line.
Plus 105. Yep.
I have a feeling we'll be cashing that tomorrow, Chef Benny.
More on Better to Book It on that. 3 games with a total of 7 tonight in the NHL. How many are going over?
3 games with a total of 7. How many are going over? Let's see. Buffalo, Tampa. Worried about that one.
Okay. I would agree.
Edmonton, Pittsburgh got to go over.
I don't know.
I like that one over. And then
Jari's back in net for the second game.
Calgary. No. Vancouver, St. Louis. Half the books moved that to 6.5 over 40.
It's dropped down. I bet over 7
What
last
in
night.
the hell? Yeah, 6.5 over 40 at Circa.
So the pros just came
South
in and
Point,
took 7.
Westgate.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
they
Took
went
under
Yeah,
just for the hell
that's
of it.
great. That's all right. Let them.
I don't get
like
that.
2 and 1. Could be 1 and 2, but 2 and 1. I don't think they go 3 and 0.
I would agree. No, I think the Buffalo Tampa game has the potential to stay under. Vasilevsky's in net.
Chris Otto in the chat. BVB. Chris, rewind it, and Perrault gave you an assignment to go find out something. I don't even remember what it was. It was only 5 minutes ago, but go find out what it was.
The Wild first period under 1.5 goals is 19-2, but the books are giving us plus money again tonight.
Thank you. Remember what Chris said just on Tuesday? If you didn't go watch that show, go back and watch that show. Otto was on with us. What do you say to the book when it gives you this? Thank you. Minnesota, Columbus.
It's plus 110. First period under. What are they doing?
Columbus is cut. They're just using the same number. We told you this. Nobody's betting it.
How is nobody betting this? We're screaming this on national TV, on SportsKid. We're telling everybody this is the best bet in hockey, period. It's 9 straight games, 19-2. And it's plus money.
Yes.
It's over in 20 minutes. It's not even a long bet. It's a 20-minute watch.
20 minutes can be long if you're doing stuff. You know what I'm saying? What's so funny?
Jesus.
20 minutes is a good session.
Really?
It's a good long. It's a first period. Yeah.
It's a first period. God, no way. That's a long time. For a whole first period? No way. That's a long time.
20 minutes is a title fight.
It's a workout. My gosh. That's a gym experience right there.
Some people can go 2 periods.
Why? That's not even fun. 2 periods? That's not fun.
I don't know.
That ain't fun. That's boring. Saying. That's too much. Yeah. That's no fun.
Definitely not getting off late night.
No,
that's okay.
We're betting this, obviously, right?
Wild under?
Yes, 1.5.
First period under?
Yes.
I mean, how many times have we got to do this?
Right, exactly.
Of course, this is
Detroit is 7-3 over their last 10 games, but they're a home dog.
Who?
Red Wings.
The Red Wings?
Yes.
7 of 10. Is that right?
Yes.
Did Farah screw that up, or did you?
No, that's right.
That's accurate.
That's 100% accurate. Detroit is a home dog tonight to the Rangers.
Wow.
They're hot. They're one of the hottest teams in hockey.
What's plus 1.5?
Plus 1.5 for the Red Wings is
minus small money, minus 130,
minus 194.
Oh, the books are giving it to you. They know that that's a 1-goal game. Wow. Hello.
Plus 130 on the money line.
Worth a shot if you want to go against the Rangers. A 7 out of 10, and I feel like we should be getting a little more, but plus 130 is a good start. If they score first, you take the Rangers in the game plus and call it a night.
Plus?
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it's a 7:00 Eastern time start. This is the 3-2, 8-2, the last game they played back in November, though.
8-2 Rangers.
Red Wings won 3-2
right
on the 6th of November. Rangers whipped them on the 10th of November, but now this is the third and final game. Rangers have lost 2 games in a row. Red Wings have won 4 of 5, 7 of 10.
Yep.
2 teams going in different directions right now. Plus money home dog.
It's crazy with the NBA being off. The last week.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people dove into hockey betting. Content people, different things like that. A lot of people got on this wild under and this things. If we get a Red Wings play today, I'll be pretty impressed with some people really diving into the hockey betting. Just saying, not saying.
Just saying, not saying.
Just saying.
Time for the Pickett Sports pick of the day.
Hit 'em.
I'm going to come with a game that you and I spoke about last night that somebody actually asked me I mentioned it on the Daily Juice, and then somebody on the Discord channel asked me to ask you about it. Pickett Sports, the sports betting tracking app. Go and download it for free. When you do, track all your bets. Over 20 legal sports books are available to be tracked. BVB promo code. Use that if you haven't done it before. If you're looking for a new app, looking for a new place to hang out as well, the cool little community that's over there as well with Pickett Sports. Free to download, link your accounts. All you do is place your bets. It automatically puts it on your Pickett account. It's simple. You can track yourself, track your wins and losses. Easy way to do it with Pickett Sports. Free to download, BVB promo code when you do download it to give us some props. Okay. Penn State, your alma mater.
Yep.
Taking on Ohio State.
We are Penn State. Yes, sir.
Ohio State has lost 14 of 15 games.
14 of 50, lost outright. Go ahead, sir.
Last night, the number was 1.5.
Yes, it was.
Now the number is 2.5.
I told you that would happen, did I not?
You did.
Yep.
You have to explain to the audience how a team that's lost 14 of 15 games, and the team has lost, I believe it's 7 in a row. Yep. Ohio State is a home favorite against Penn State tonight.
And I asked you last night, and you provided the answer. So I'll ask the audience right now. What has Penn State done on the road, especially in the Big Ten?
Bad.
Yeah. Bad meaning ain't won no games except one, right? Minnesota.
Yeah, I mean, ATS-wise, on the road, they're 6-1.
Okay, but at a 1.5 point spread last night, that's essentially a money line spread.
So last game against Minnesota, they were 7-point favorites. They pushed, won by 7.
Right.
Game before that, they were catching 8 against Maryland. They lost by 6.
Yep.
After that, they were laying 5 to Nebraska. They lost by 9.
Okay.
They were catching 10 from Purdue, lost by 2.
He froze. Shake yourself. Come on. Shake yourself. Snap. Do the thing. Let's go. He's back.
Sorry.
Okay, you're back. That's okay.
What was the last game you heard me say?
Nebraska. Lost.
Okay, Nebraska. Wisconsin. Purdue catching 10, lost by 20.
Right.
Rutgers catching 6.5, lost by 20.
Blowout. Yep.
Wisconsin catching 3.5, lost by 3. That goes back to mid-January. That's over the last month.
Yeah. Lost. After that win, I mean, they got the win last
lost
every game.
Yep.
So essentially, you got a money line Ohio State. It's 1.5. They're going to play Ohio State, I told you.
But why?
Wake up today. Because it's more against the other team than it is on Ohio State.
But 2 teams play in the game, not just one team plays. There's 2 teams. You're putting your money behind a team that's lost 14 of 15 games.
Right.
I don't understand this at all. And it's not even that. It's the ATS record as well. They're 2-14 ATS in the Big Ten.
Ohio State.
Yes. Ohio State is 2-14 ATS. So it's not even that they've lost 14 of 15. They can't cover. And now you're going to lay points?
Listen.
I don't get this.
The rhombuses and parallelograms don't have all the answers either. Sometimes
no, but they're betting money. It's not like they're just like hypothetically throwing it up there. They're actually betting money on Ohio State at home to win and cover against Penn State.
There's no doubt about it. Like, that was always one of the things, like, I used to say it in the room. I used to say it at the counter. I used to say it when I was in Curacao. I don't see what they see in the play, but I know what they're going to play when you see the number. And sometimes that's what the number is designed to do, is to get them to play.
Right.
To tell you where you should be with that number. Now, you take that information and do with it what you may. If it was our book, this would be ideal because you like Penn State. So we would have all the money on Ohio State. And we better start singing the fight song and going, okay, let's go. We are Penn State. Do all the cheers. When I say blue, you say white, blue, white, blue, white. I know all the cheers from the time I was there. We could do them all. They better win the fucking game, people.
I don't know. I didn't bet it. You talked me out of it. You didn't bet it.
That's good. Like, this would be one of those ones. I could hear like guys like, Grandpa Joe saying, just take the bets. Just take the bets. That's all they're doing right now. They ain't know who's going to win. They don't.
No, I just can't believe that they're backing a team that lost 14 and 15 and 2 and 14 ATS. I don't care what your model says. What do your eyes tell you? Your eyes tell you that Ohio State sucks. They're
Right?
absolutely horrible. I know Penn State's not great on the road, but they just won on the road their last game. So, like, they've proven recently they can win on the road. So,
I don't know. Did you see? I mean, like yesterday, we were all over Wisconsin at home.
yeah. But Iowa sucks on the road. We knew this.
Penn State sucks on the road.
But Ohio State's worse. They're worse.
When you got one team that sucks on the road, the other team
Yeah.
that sucks at home, who do you pick?
Okay, so here's Ohio State's losses 27 17, 21 6 8 5, 16 9. They beat Iowa. How the hell do you lose that game, Iowa? My God, they suck on the road. 3 4 3 7 2. Like recently, okay, they were losing 2 7 3 4. Okay, then it became just an absolute disaster. They lost 21 17 and 27 the last 3 games.
Yeah.
They're not just losing. And Michigan State beat them by 21. Iowa beat them by 17. Purdue beat them by 27. They're getting smacked.
Wow. Tyler just came in and said, I have 4 guys in my phone and me and Chef Benny that can beat the Buckeyes.
See?
The Brigade basketball team. Are we starting this? This is outstanding content.
I'm just telling you.
I'll
I don't get
coach.
it at all. I don't
I'll come in
understand
and
it.
give you 3 hard fouls too. I'll come in and just give you 3 really, maybe
Across the
4
wrist.
really hard fouls and get out of there. I don't know, man. I told you what they would play. I just knew what they would play. They played it. It's 2.5. I think it tops at 3. You got a guy like
Oh my
Tyler coming in and saying he
gosh.
took 3. It makes sense.
He laid 3 or took 3?
No, he took 3.
Okay, that's fine. Plus 3. Yeah, I like it.
So I think that's it's not blowing past that. You get 1 full possession with 3 points with Penn State, you're probably that's probably the play. These guys may be laying money line and taking 3.
It's such a crazy.
Could be a close game.
I can't wait.
Create a middle before the in game.
We'll tweet this out because it's the Pickett Sports pick of the day. I
Yep.
can't wait to see what happens in this game. I cannot wait to see how this game goes. I'm fascinated. This is the game I'm the most interested just from a line perspective as to how are they betting Ohio State? I don't understand at
It's a
all.
3:30 Pacific start, 6:30 Eastern before the rest of the game start at 7 p.m. or 4 o'clock Pacific. So make sure if you guys are going to bet it or get involved in it. 142 over under in that game. Under, right? It's a trash game. Under?
No, I'd go. Yeah, all right, under. Yeah. But Penn State's 11-5 in conference to the over. 6-7 on the road. Last 4 games for Penn State have all gone over. Jeez, 6 of the last 7 have gone over for Penn State.
Okay, so maybe over. I don't know. I was just
Wow.
asking.
Penn State, I mean, this is what pissed me off because I bet over with Penn State in the Nebraska game and it went under.
Right.
That pissed me off because they were on a run, but they've been on since the first of the year.
Yep.
Penn State has gone under 3 times only. They've gone over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 3 to the over since the turn of 2023.
There you go. That's another Brigade play. If
Yeah, Penn
anybody
State
comes
over.
with that shit, can you please give the Brigade credit for the Penn State, Ohio State over today? Please. Literally just decided that right now.
Well, and also, I mean, I was against the world last night on the over for UConn and Providence, and everyone was betting under, and the game flew over. So, I mean,
I don't know. A lot of people were on over.
Really? I didn't see any. That's good.
People like this in the afternoon.
Oh,
so
maybe they watched our show because it was
very possible.
I was on the over that going
Very
like I'm fading the world on this.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not saying I'm doing anything like universal here.
No.
It's just basically looking at Ken Pom, and Ken Pom had a 4-point margin there, and it was like, okay, this number is too low. People are betting the under for this game. I mean, let me see. My gosh, how bad is Penn State on Ken Pom? Holy mother! It's a rarity you see a Big Ten team this far down on Ken Pom. Holy!
What are you talking? There's other teams below them.
In the Big Ten, well, Ohio State is. We know that.
Yeah. Come on.
I gotta look. They're so far down. I have to search them. That's how far down Penn State is.
We have a basketball team in the Brigade. I didn't even.
We do?
realize this. Yeah, Mr. C, Big C, Chris Covey. He's our big man. He's like 6'5".
What's the total?
Tyler, 142.
Oh my God. Hammer the over.
Over.
100%. Kempom's got it at 148.
6-point discrepancy.
Hammer the over. I'm betting that. A second we're done, I'm betting that. That is over. Penn State, Ohio State over.
142.5 at some places, and Caesars already went to 143. So
yeah, bet the over right now
while you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got BetSmart. We got Chef Benny. I think Chef Benny might be the point guard or shooting guard.
Oh, very nice.
Addison. This is great. We got a basketball team in this group.
Let's skip to the Mass story before we get to Better to Book It. Because I want that on for sports.
Yes.
So PointsBet is pulling out of Massachusetts.
I saw that.
They applied for a license.
Yep.
And before March 10th, when mobile goes legal in Massachusetts, PointsBet says, no, we're not going to do it. We want out.
Yep.
Why?
Maybe somebody, Birdie told them. Maybe they decided they didn't want to fight for 3rd or 4th place or 5th or 6th or 20th. I mean,
we're going to be 10 licenses, so it can't be 20th.
Yeah, but there are multiple skins. Like, you're going to have this book with these 2 places and all this other stuff. So you're going to have retail versus mobile. I don't know. That's you have to make a decision going forward. How? I mean, you know what's going on. We know what's going on. I mean, they're pulling back money earmarked for other things all across the board. So I can't say I'm surprised at all.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, stuff's already starting to happen. Like the delays, they're supposed to open a lot of them March 10th. They're pushing back.
Valley Bet and Fanatics are both pushing back till May.
I'm telling you, man, Massachusetts is doing it right. They're holding people accountable. I don't got a problem with it.
Right. Nor do I. No, it's good.
I think it's good. I just they're holding the books accountable. They're holding the content people accountable. They're holding the advertising accountable. They're holding them all the way to a level that I think maybe some other states could kind of.
Well, they will.
So
I think they will. Yep. I think multiple states are already eyeballing. In California for sure. California will watch Massachusetts for sure. How they've done it in they'll ask those same questions, and they'll be very tough when it comes to regulatory.
I mean, the other part of that story was those fines that they fine books, like they're talking about that at the hearing too.
Yeah, they find at Encore they find them for having a random women's basketball game available, which you can't bet. In-state team. BC.
It wasn't because it was a women's basketball. It was because it was a Massachusetts school, right? BC.
Can't take it. Yep. Can't do it.
Can't take any in-state schools right now. That'll go away in a year after they get all the people in and figure it out. Then they'll acquiesce and say, "What are we doing?"
It was stupid. It was dumb. We had it here for years. You couldn't bet on UNLV for years before somebody finally figured it out.
Right. But they'll give that up. Yeah. But it's interesting that Mass is holding people accountable. I think it's a good thing.
I do. I like it a lot. All right. Lots of games on Better to Book It. So let's get to it.
Let's go.
Roll through them.
Yep.
Wild under 1.5 goals at plus 110.
First period. Got to bet this.
Right. 19
what's the discussion? There's no discussion.
Notice it. So William Hill last night said, screw it. Every first period's 2. All of them. Everything's 2.
That's
so
fine.
I'm gonna take a crack here. I'm gonna take a shot.
Okay.
Because I think there's a really good push potential. Because getting 3 goals in the first period is very rare. It happens, but it's very rare. I'm going under 2.5 goals at minus 110.
Under 2.5?
Sorry, 2. Sorry, under 2. Sorry, under 2. 2 goals.
Check your tickets, sir. Don't try to pull that shit at the counter.
Sorry.
Please.
Tampa Bay is 3-7 to a first period over with Vasilevsky in net. The backup for Buffalo, I thought Luukkonen was going to play. It's the backup kid, but I'm fine still. Betting it or booking it under 2 goals, minus 110. Tampa Bay, Buffalo.
think I'll book this one.
Okay.
What are you laying? 110?
Yep.
I'm taking 110 on the other side.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
I think at worst I push.
I think the push is the favorite.
Yeah.
At 2. Push is the favorite.
And I'm okay with it. I mean, that's why I'm firing on it, because I'm like, all right, fine. The number's 2. I think the game could stay under. It's 7. I think the game could go under.
Right.
So there's a shot at a 1-0 first period.
Yeah.
So let's roll it with minus 110.
I'll book this one. I think this one goes at least a push, if not over.
Over 7, Vancouver and St. Louis. Let me give you the numbers.
Yep.
St. Louis is 16-10-2 to the over at home, and Vancouver is a sparkling 24-5-1 to the over on the road this year.
Say that last one again. How much?
Vancouver is 24-5-1 to the over on the road.
Okay. That's 30 games out of they play 82, right?
Yeah, they play 41 games on the road.
The shame of this is that there's only 11 games left
Right.
to fucking do this.
Yes.
Yes. Bet this over.
At worst, we're pushing.
It's fine.
Yes. At worst, we're pushing.
It's fine. It's
So-
fine. It's going to go under at one point.
Yeah.
And you guys can clip it and put it out then if you'd like. But just make sure
then you come back
clip
and bet it
all
again.
the times
Yeah.
that we said over
Yes.
and it went
Yeah.
over.
Right.
Please.
If it doesn't cash, you go back and bet it next time or double down if you want, because it's going to, I mean, it's just.
Don't start that Vegas, Dave. Double down. Martingale thing chasing. Because if you go on a 4-game losing streak, you're buried.
Fine.
Double, 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 double. We don't need to do
This
that.
team's not losing 4 games in a row to the over at home or
No?
on the road. No. Vancouver. No.
Morency said it last night.
What?
Since Rick Talkett took over, he's coached 11 games.
Yeah.
9-0-2 to the over.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
They want to be the worst team. They're going after the Bedard kid. Give a ton of goals. They want to see how bad can they be? How far down can they go? Can they catch Anaheim? Can they go all the way down to the bottom? B's and C's parlays plus 105. Chef Benny special.
Money
line.
Money line.
Yep.
Hi. Just like ML Carr.
You got to get a towel. If you're going to be ML Carr, you
don't
gotta
have
get a towel.
I looked.
You
I
need
was
the
hoping
towel.
I had one close. Just wave it.
Yeah, towel.
We'll do this. We'll wave this right here.
Okay.
Let's go. Yes, bet it.
Okay.
They're both
Bruins in regulation tonight against Seattle at minus 110. Goes to OT, we lose.
This feels better than laying 170.
Yeah, you think?
Does.
Yes, much more
Yeah.
comfortable. Yes.
All right, let's bet it. Let's go.
Okay.
Yep.
Parlay.
Look at you. You got a whole damn grocery list, son.
Oh yeah, all hockey today, or except for one bet.
All right.
This is a parlay. First period over 1.5 goals.
First period over 1.5 goals. You have multiple ones of these.
2.
Okay. There it is
Edmonton,
right
St.
there.
Louis,
Good job, Farrah.
Vancouver, Pittsburgh.
Ironically,
Plus 1.
Edmonton is playing Pittsburgh.
Oh, sorry. Flip
And
it. Yeah.
Vancouver is playing St. Louis. So
Flip it.
you try to trick me again, sir, at the window.
Flip it.
And I got to
Sorry.
check your tickets again.
Flip it. Sorry. I apologize. Flip it. I knew the right teams. I had them written down in the wrong order from last night. I do
Not
things at midnight.
Surprised.
Literally, last night was midnight. So I wrote these things down wrong.
Maybe double check your work in the morning, sir. Damn it. I didn't
It's all the
scroll
right
all
same
the way to
numbers.
the
Though.
bottom.
It's all the right same numbers, though. They're all the same. It's fine.
It's fine. All 12 and a half tabs open. He's got the games wrong. Which game beat you?
Pittsburgh. Because
See, I think it's the other one.
Because Jari's back, and I don't know what to make of him. Gave up 3 goals in his first outing.
I think it's the other one.
You think Binnington's gonna stand on his head for the
I
first
don't
period?
know. The St. Louis one is the one that concerns me.
The
We'll book
Silvos
this.
kid
We'll
is.
book this. We'll book this. We'll
All right.
we'll book it because it's a parlay. But this has a very good shot of winning.
I would
Actually,
agree. Northwestern plus 6
This one. How did
against
you come up
Illinois.
with this bullshit? This is great.
Okay,
I
so
saw this at the bottom of the thing. I said, I'm not even going to look. I can't wait for him to give me the explanation. Go.
it's easy actually.
Really?
So yeah, because if you look at Northwestern right now,
Yeah.
okay, this game is supposed to be a 4-point margin on Kempom,
Okay.
70-66.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
You have a top 25 defense in Northwestern.
Right.
They've been very good recently in the Big Ten.
Okay.
Illinois has been okay. This is arguably the game of the night in college basketball. The slate is awful, by the way.
Did you
But
just say Northwestern and Illinois is the game of the night in college
is.
basketball?
It is 8-2
You guys can
Northwestern.
go at him at Sports Talk, Matt, with
Yeah,
that.
go ahead.
That's ridiculous. Go ahead, sir.
8-2
Yep.
for Northwestern to the over on the road.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
8-2 ATS. ATS 8-2
Yeah.
on the road. You have a 5-0 mark over the last 5 games for Northwestern ATS.
Okay.
11-5 against the Big Ten. Now Illinois is 10-6. I'll give you that, and they're 9-5-1 at home. But Illinois has lost 2 of 3. And we have a 5-game winning streak with 5 covers by Northwestern. They're the hotter team, and I got 6 points. Northwestern +6. Better to book it.
The fact that you said it's the game of the night when Robert Morris is at IUPUI.
That's under.
I mean,
under.
Utah Tech is at Texas Rio Grande Valley. I mean, California Baptist is at Sam Houston State, laying a gigantic number.
California Baptist. Where is California
Utah
Baptist?
Valley at Tarleton State. I mean, there's some really big matchups tonight.
Oh, yeah. Great games tonight.
Although Southern Utah against Texas Arlington, you could take Southern Utah minus the on the money line. That's an absolute must play. Michigan at Rutgers. How did you not include that?
I looked at it. I don't like the game. I can't find an angle on that. Michigan's so inconsistent, and Rutgers at home laying that many points. I couldn't do it.
All right. So you took 6.
Yes.
I think you're on the right side. A Big Ten team plus points on the road.
I think Illinois will win the game, but I think they win by 2 or 3.
Recipe for disaster. This sounds like a bad move. All right. We'll bet it. I'm scared. I can't believe you came with this game. This is sometimes you just hit me with these games, and I'm like, well, all right, whatever. I came up with that. Good. You see Riverside catching 4 at Hawaii for late night special.
Gross.
Damn.
Favorite thing about today is what?
2 things.
Okay.
One, I just saw. Is it possible that the Jake Paul something Fury fight is on Top Rank Boxing now on ESPN Plus?
Yeah, pay-per-view Saturday.
This Saturday.
Huh?
You gonna watch?
I don't know. Depends on what I'm doing. I'm not stopping I'm not stopping anything to watch that fight. If
Is there betting on that?
Of course. It might be offshore, but there's betting on it.
Oh, okay. So there's no.
I'm not sure if anybody. I mean, I bet an operator here or two was taking bets on it. Sure. Yeah, I bet there's U.S. legal taking bets on it.
Top Rank pay-per-view on ESPN Plus. It's
a pro fight. It's a pro fight.
It's a pro fight.
Yes.
This is happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tyson Fury's brother, right?
Is that who that is?
Yeah, it's his brother. Either brother or nephew. It's family. It's blood because Tyson Fury's always there whenever they're doing press stuff. Tyson Fury's always there.
IUPUI is 7-2 ATS at home against the spread, just for the record. JC from KC, credit for that.
What's their under mark? Like 2-20? Like they're like the number 1 under team in the country.
I don't know. This is ridiculous.
They don't score.
No. So yesterday I stopped down at the cigar show.
Yes.
And it was snowing when I picked up Moses the barber, and we were driving, and the road was slippery. It was because of what happens here when it rains and when it does
roads
this.
aren't treated. So
Right.
It's a skating rink.
So and then he was like, "You're embarrassing me. You're from Pittsburgh. What are you doing? Like, it's not that cold. You know how to drive in the snow. What are you talking about?" He was making fun of me while I was driving him.
Wow.
And I was like, All right,
Fighting
first of
words.
all, listen, you can take a cab, it'll be another 25 bucks, all right? I don't wanna hear your shit. But second of all, him giving me crap was outstanding. But we set him up. Mark is that guy that, like, he used to call you. He used to do all the phone jokes. He used to do
Okay.
everything. He's
All
the
right.
big brother that I never had. He terrorized me. So I set him up. When I went to pick him up, I told him to go to the wrong convention center, one, and I apologize for that.
Oh, okay.
Took a
On
cab.
purpose? I was like, ouch.
I did not do it on purpose, but it
Okay.
worked out perfectly because
Oh,
that meant I had to go pick him up. He went to play poker in a poker tournament at Aria.
okay.
All excited, $150 buy-in, sits down, 1 o'clock start. He's going to play poker all afternoon and get a shot in the money. He's out in 30 minutes. I finished the show yesterday. I was driving down to see him play poker. Before I even got to the 95, he goes, I'm out. I started laughing. So I sent him to the Venetian Convention Center to go to the cigar show instead of the LVCA. So he
Oops.
got out, and the guy said to him, You're at the wrong convention center, sir. He
Oops.
said, Can I walk to the right one? And the guy said, Sir, not that you're old or out of shape, but I can't let you walk because it might be a little bit unsafe. So he called me and said, Jagoff, come pick me up because the guy said I can't walk. I said, Perfect.
Wow.
So I set him up and called Brother Dan and said, I'm going to be talking to you when Moses gets in the car. I said, when you hear his voice, just give it to him best you can. You want to talk about laughter? Pulled up, opens the door. He goes, I can't believe it's snowing. I come from Pittsburgh to come to Vegas and it's snowing. And he's getting in my car and he's ducking his head. And he's like, man, I can't even get in your car because my head won't bend. My neck hurts because we walked so much yesterday. He's bitching. And my brother goes, who in the fuck are you talking to? That sounds like Moses. That sounds like Moses. That can't be Moses, though. He lives in Pittsburgh. And Mark goes, wait, who is that talking? Is that the head? He
Uh-oh.
calls my brother Dan the head because the head has a size 8 head. So he's the head, Moses the barber, me, Davey Dave, sitting in a car talking like we were 10 years old again. Best thing about today.
That's phenomenal.
Yes.
I have a big thank you to the brigade and to the Daily Juice listeners because last night, Madeline comes home yesterday afternoon. She comes home and she says, hey, it's fun run time. And I said, okay.
Oh, the fun run. That's
It's
a
fun
big
run time.
deal.
I
Oh,
said,
yeah.
well, it's a bigger deal this year, Matt, because we got to build a new theater for the school. So
Oh,
my teacher really is asking all of us, like normally they want us to do it, but they're really asking, like, can we do everything possible to try to raise money? So, okay, the whole school is doing this. Every kid has basically a $300 goal to go ahead and try
right.
to hit. I mean, they want you to raise 2,000, but every kid's $300. You get all these different, based on the level of money that you donate, get raised, you have all these different prizes. And if you get $300, you're invited to a special dance. If you get over a certain number, you get to have lunch with the principal,
Oh,
all these
let's
different,
go.
all these different things. So she says to me, can I ask the brigade to raise money?
Great idea.
Well, initially I said no. Initially I was kind of like, Maddie, it's kind of cheating. And she was like, why is it cheating? I go on there, I talk to them on the chat. Why can't I go talk to the brigade? I'm
Right.
raising money for school. Why can't I do this? I want to shoot a video and ask them for donations.
Right.
I was like, all right, fine. So we go ahead and shoot the video. We post it last night at 8 p.m.
Yep.
Put it on the Discord channel, both on the Daily Juice Discord channel and our Discord channel. Tweeted it out. Madeline currently is number one in the whole damn school.
That's what I'm talking about right there.
The whole school. She's raised $800 in
Less than a day.
17 hours. Went from zero. Her class has gone from off the chart to second in the entire school. They're only $40 behind the first classroom. So they're right there. And we're at $800 already for Madeline. So I owe you guys a tremendous thank you. She went to school today like they were working for her. Like she was like, her eyes popped open. She's like, can you look how much money we were at? She went to bed, it was 305. She woke up, it was 700. So now during the show, it's $800. Like she's going to come home today. How many, she can't wait to figure it out. She's going to tell her teacher because her teacher told them, I'm really competitive. I want to try to win it this year. And so Madeline gets to walk in like she's the queen of the whole classroom. And it's only early. I told her, I was like, look, people are going to catch you because it's over the period of time this is going to go. I don't know how long. It's all the way to March 7th. Like we just started. So we got a long time before the fun run, which is March the 8th for the fun run. So, but I just wanted to say a huge thank you because you guys made her day, her week, which makes my day, makes my week. Kind of to watch your kid,
You tweeted this? I don't see your tweets anymore, like, all the time. I used to see them all the time, like, I don't know what the hell's going I haven't even seen
Elon.
it.
Yeah. Elon. Yeah. So the video's
When
out.
did you
It's
post it?
8:00 last night. Our time
Oh,
on my Twitter account.
I might have been signed off of the Twitter by
Yeah,
then.
it's fine. And I didn't tag any. I just tagged the show. I didn't tag anybody, but I don't actually
Great.
I didn't tag the show. I put hashtags for the brigade and hashtags for Daily Juice. And just because
We
got
hate asking people for
yes,
money.
yes, and it's a platform situation. Like she has a dad who has a platform that like most people aren't going to have this opportunity. So like I don't know. I don't want her to get like blowback for it. You know what I mean? Like, oh, your daddy, blah, blah, blah. Like, well, you're supposed to raise money like from like friends and family type of thing. So that's why I was initially hesitant. But because she said, I want to tape a video, I'll ask them myself. I said, okay. I was like, you want to do that? You want to sit there and do a video? It was great because we shot it 3 takes to do it. And I got a teacher like from my class. It was so great. I just took her through a whole, like, how to stand, how to properly say what you're saying, how to project your voice. Like, it was great. It was
Wow.
like one of my students watching her first time, like
Yep.
clicking through. So it was a nice little dad moment that you guys gave me. So I appreciate that. And then having her, she's the number 1 student at her elementary school right now in 17 hours with $800 raised.
The brigade is going nuts on the chat. And again, we thank you guys for being a part of it. You said raise money from friends and family. This feels like friends and family.
Amen to that.
Through this show. It really
Amen to
does.
that. Yeah.
The challenge has been issued from our friend Auntie,
Okay.
who said, if you will just wear the umbrella hat, because people like to refer to you as the meteorologist.
Okay.
If you just wear the umbrella hat that you were supposed to wear when the game went under or didn't go over or whatever it was, and you said you're not wearing an umbrella hat, he will donate a very healthy amount.
Oh, sure. Absolutely. I got to go
So-
buy an umbrella hat though. So give me a day.
Yeah, we'll
Tomorrow
find you an
during
umbrella hat. Yeah.
Roll
So
call Friday.
Friday, you can pop on an umbrella hat.
Sure.
Auntie, we're going to hold you to that, sir.
Done deal.
And then we'll tell everybody to watch the show tomorrow. That's
Roll call Friday. There we go.
That's Roll Call Friday.
All right.
Umbrella
I
hat,
appreciate that. Thank you.
donations to Little P.
To help build their new theater that they're doing. She goes to an arts and integration school. So like it's a big deal. They've been using this multi-purpose room that they call it, but it's not actually like a real place where you can do theater. So they're trying hard to increase the theater, increase acting with the school. And it's something that's being cut around the country. So I'm pretty passionate about it because I think it's important. It's a different way of going to school, not just with books, but doing other things. So, it's a cool deal. So I really thank you for everybody who donated, everybody who reached out. I mean, literally $10. I'm not asking for money. It was just small amounts. We've been hot. I've been hitting bets. The juice has been stupid. We're up 17 units in 11 days. So I just said, people have come to me and said, hey, Matt, how do I say thank you? How do I do this? How do we do that? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, like go to the brigade sponsors and take care of Picket and take care of Wager Wire and whatnot. But if you're not interested in those types of things, I really didn't know what to do. I was like, and this came up. I was like, okay, this is perfect. So you want to say thanks? Give my kid $5 and go ahead and give her a donation to her school. So big thank you.
I love it. We used to do this. I used to bring candy bars into the book and sell candy bars for the kids.
$1 a pop?
$1 a pop. Guys would come in, throw a 10 in there and say, keep
Nice.
the candy bars.
Oh, nice.
It was unbelievable. It was fantastic when you see what we can do for the kids for different stuff like that. I love it. The fun run is a cool thing too. So gonna have to get our asses in shape for that.
Gets to run a mile. So
yeah,
no, they run. Parents are just allowed to watch. Parents can't participate. This is a kid-only fun run.
I would train with the kid. The first 2, I would run.
Right.
Only because I didn't want to hear them bitching and complaining. Like, look,
right.
if you're going to do this, we're going to run.
Yep.
Like, I want you to run a mile as hard as you can. You can walk when you get a little bit tired, but let's run.
Right.
3rd grade, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're running.
We're not messing around. We're going to run.
They're going to run a mile. So
I
that's
love it.
easily my favorite thing about today from what you guys did. I really do appreciate it. Big show tomorrow. It's a Friday. You know what that means. Roll Call Friday is always a monster fun day. Be here, be a part of it. We're looking forward to it. Lots of cool things, lots of games to break down. Drake and Bradley, game of the weekend, Sunday, the Valley. Biggest game. Can't wait to get into it.
Wait, the game's on Sunday?
Game's on Sunday.
Tomorrow's Friday.
I know, but we don't work Saturday and Sunday. So Friday's show, get to break down Sunday's game.
Okay.
24, 20. Here are the numbers. 24 and 5, both teams.
Really?
One team's won 10 straight. One team's won 9 straight. 7 straight covers, 5 straight covers. Drake won by 31 points last night against Illinois State. Bradley is 18-2. Or is that right? 18-2 ATS at home? Well, hold on.
Say goodbye to the grid.
Hold on. Wait. They are I wrote this down. 12-2. They're 12-2. Bradley, 12-2 ATS at home.
12-2.
12-2 at home. Break that game down tomorrow. Roll Call Friday. Farrah,
Tomorrow.
Dave, Matt. See you tomorrow.